Hey everyone! I hope that you guys are doing amazing wherever you are in the world. My name is Shikha and I welcome you to my channel. As always, I'm so grateful that you're listening, subscribing, and commenting. I really appreciate the support. And in this one, I want to speak to you guys about how INFJs have this thing about protecting their space, their energy, their psychic space, their messenger space, their laptop space, their physical space, their apartments, whatever it might be. We're always kind of making sure in general that we're protecting ourselves, keeping safe, keeping away from negative energy, keeping away from toxic energy, just constantly thinking about how to protect ourselves from all of that negativity that's out there. This is especially poignant right now, I think, because a lot of us are sitting here as highly sensitive people or as empaths and thinking, all right, cool. So obviously there's a lot of negative energy in the environment right now, in the atmosphere right now. There's a lot of people who are going through negative things, positive things, a lot more negative things than positive things. And so we especially have to be careful about this right now. Quick example from my life, many individuals in my life are having a hard time because they are maybe empaths or highly sensitive people, or they're just extroverts who are at home and they're having a hard time being at home. And so a lot of them are noticing that Thailand is opened up again. And a lot of these friends of mine are from Chiang Mai. And they've noticed that the towns open up again. So a lot of people who were in Thailand till now are, out there enjoying themselves, eating at a restaurant, being with friends, things like that. And us who actually moved out of Thailand and moved back to our countries, we're in our countries still under lockdown. For me, this is fine because I'm at home and I like being at home. But of course, I'm an introvert, so of course that's a big difference. And my friends, extrovert friends especially, but just people in general, are having a hard time with this. And so a lot of them, what happens is that they have insomnia, they don't sleep at night. And then I'll get all of these messages in the morning from them telling me about, how they're upset or they're tired or they're angry or they're sad or whatever it might be, right? Now, you guys can already sense them. I'm a little bit annoyed by this and a little bit apprehensive of it because I feel like people should really, and I really wish people would do this before sending out negative energy, before putting their negative energy into someone else's space, even if it's just in the form of a messenger, even if it's just a message or an email or whatever it might be, it's still negative energy. And I wish people would actually be like, all right, cool. So I'm not having a great day. I'm not doing well. I want to send you a certain message, or I want to send you a bunch of messages. Sometimes I'll get 10 or 15 messages from certain people. I want to send you a bunch of messages with my negative energy in it because I'm feeling terrible. Can I do that? And I wish people would actually do that before sending all these negative messages, because perhaps I'm not in the right space of mind. Maybe I'm busy with my work and I don't have time to cater to your negativity. Or maybe I don't have time to listen to your voice messages. Or maybe I don't have time to hold space for you because I'm doing my own thing. And that happens a lot to me, where I am busy most of the time doing my thing and I am preserving my energy and my creativity for my projects. And a lot of times I don't have time to sit and hold space for an individual at that particular point in time. I will create the time and space if it's a friend that's important to me, but it has to be done on my own schedule. Now, of course, it doesn't work for most people, right? So they will go and look for someone else, but those messages are in my inbox, and eventually I'm going to have to listen to it because I can't just leave them unread, and eventually I'm going to have to reply to them. Just feels like a lot of my psychic energy, a lot of my spiritual energy, a lot of my energy in general gets sucked in by that. It just gets sucked out by it. And I feel anxious. I feel anxiety just thinking about all those messages filled with negativity sitting there, and me sitting here thinking, oh my God, I have to finally listen to these messages. What am I going to do? Why am I here? Why did they send them to me? Why me? Why couldn't they send it to someone else? Etc. etc. Now, of course, being an empath and a highly sensitive person, I do want to be there for this person. I do understand they're going through a hard time. I do understand that they are going through a difficult space, and I want to be there for them. But again, on my own schedule, on my time space, on my continuum, on my dimension, right? In my own way. As I said, unfortunately, a lot of times it doesn't work for other people, and we end up losing friends because of it, which is for me quite all right, because if they don't understand that I'm doing so many different things, I'm in the middle of a book launch right now, I'm in the middle of a billion different things, and so if they don't understand that, then perhaps it's not the right friendship for me anyways, and I'm also not the right friend for them, because if they need a friend who's always there at their beck and call 24/7, then they're going to have to find someone else who has the time for that, right? Now, this is a very quick, simple example, but this is something that comes up over and over again in my life, over and over again, guys, repeatedly. And this is coming from a person who has very strict boundaries. Like, I literally have the strictest boundaries of anyone out there. I can't imagine anyone out there having more stricter boundaries than me, really. An INFJ out there with stricter boundaries than me. And so if I am saying this and I'm constantly having to deal with this, then I'm sure, absolutely sure, that all of you are having to deal with it as well. Perhaps your boundaries are as strict as mine, perhaps they're not. But in general, you're going to have to remember that this is something you're going to have to pay attention to. This is something that you're going to have to look into, because this is something that you're going to probably come up against over and over and over again. This is something that you're probably going to deal with on a daily basis. People are going to send their negative energy to you. People are going to send their negativity upon you. And what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to be careful. You're going to have to be careful to not let that into your space. The same thing kind of applies to your physical space, of course, but that I think is so much easier to understand. I think that's so much easier to garner. It's so much easier to push away, right? You can just be like, all right, I'm not going to invite anyone to my apartment. Or you can just be like, I'm not going to invite anyone into my room. Very easy to deal with that. But it's much harder when it comes to digital space. And I know I've already done a video on digital clutter, but this is something that comes up over and over again for me in my digital space, that I have to be really careful about culling out my digital space as well, making sure that I block people who are being negative, that I unfollow people who are being negative, that I don't allow people's negative energy into my digital space, because again, it is taking up my psychic energy. It is taking up energy in a way that is not feasible. It's not tangible. It's not visible, but it's still happening in the background, right? It's happening in the background. And so it's going to drain you, and you're going to be exhausted at the end of the day and wonder, why? What did I do? I didn't do anything today. Well, think about all the messages you were getting. Think about all the WhatsApp messages that you had when you woke up in the morning, or all those unread messages in your inbox, or think about all of those messages on Facebook, or all the news feed messages that are perhaps really negative right now, or think about all of the, I don't know, spam messages that are in your inbox right now. Like, there's a lot of stuff coming at you, a lot of information, negative information being pushed at you. And really, I think it's very important for you to be careful right now, especially right now with the coronavirus going on, that you protect your psychic space. Protect your psychic space. Protect your digital space. Protect it as the US might protect their borders. I think they do a pretty good job of it. Anyways, protect it like a really, really strict person would protect their boundaries, because it's important. Because you're going to be drained and exhausted at the end of the day if you don't. And that's really, really important, especially for us as highly sensitive people and empaths. Because if you can't protect your energy, then you're not going to be able to do anything on this planet. Literally, you're going to be exhausted all the time, burnt out all the time, and you're going to be spending all of your time going from one mode to another, just tired all the time, not able to do anything, not able to write, not able to create, not able to help anyone out, not able to help yourself out. You're just going to be tired. And I've told you guys this before, that an INFJ, the main thing you guys need to do is to protect your energy and to keep it at a high level, because this is something that we do to ourselves often. We let ourselves burn out. We let our energy drop to a level that's precariously low, and then we burn out. Or to a level where it's so low that we can barely move our hands. We're exhausted. We're in low sugar, low energy. We can't talk. We can't have a conversation. We can't do anything except sleep. You don't want to get to that point over and over again, because you'll burn yourself out. But more than that, then what are you doing on this planet, right? Like, I mean, you're sleeping your life away, which is fine perhaps for some people, but for an INFJ, it is the death blow. It is literally the worst thing that could happen to us. If we don't have the energy to do our work, to make an impact, to create an impact on this planet, I think that's the death blow for an INFJ. It is the worst thing that could happen to us. We don't like it. We want to be doing something with our life. We want to be creating. We want to be contributing. We want to be making an impact. We don't want to just sit in bed and vegetate away. It's not good for our mental energy. It's not good for our mental sanity. It's not good for us in general, right? But our energy needs to be high for that. So another one of those things, maybe you're protecting your physical space very well, but start thinking about your digital space. Start thinking about the social media networks that you're on, or start thinking about your inboxes, your email, your messages, your messenger, WhatsApp, Telegram. There's 100,000 ways people can communicate with us. Are you making sure that you are cleaning up that space, cleaning out people, toxic people from that space, and making sure that you don't let negative energy come into your space? Be really careful about this. because it's a priority. It literally is a priority right now, especially when people are probably sending you a lot of negative messages. All right, a lot of negative messages. I hope this makes sense. I really I wanted to share this with you guys because I know I'm going through it right now, and I hope that this is helpful to you. If you have any questions about this, please do message me. Contact me by messaging me, or obviously better, comment below, and I shall do a follow-up video. Again, thank you so much for listening, and I shall see you guys the next time around. Bye for now.